Hi, this is Candy Wolf, and I want to share with you some beginner photography tips that you can use to improve your photography no matter what level that you're at. Some of these techniques I actually use in my professional wedding photography every weekend, so I'm going to show you some easy examples of things that will help bring a little bit of creativity to your images. My images and my samples will be wedding based. However, imagine whatever you like to photograph as you're looking at some of these samples. Maybe you'd like to photograph family shots or landscapes, pets, and if you're really brave, maybe you do wedding photography. But these tips and techniques are really helpful to me, and I'd love to share the first one with you right now. The first technique in photography that I'm going to share with you is called framing. And framing is a form of composition where you're using elements from your environment to create a border of sorts around your subject. It helps the viewer look right toward the subject. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. And when you see the examples, I think you'll put it together pretty quickly. The first sample I'm going to show you does not use framing, and then I took a step back into the side and used framing. I want you to see the difference in them. Here's the first image, and bridal portrait, or sorry, a wedding day photo of the couple alone. No framing is used here, but from a different angle, that same photo looks like this. And here I'm using the hydrangeas to create almost a perfect oval around them, and it leads your eye right toward the couple. Some people might put a vignette or something on the image, which is darkening the edges. Well, this happened naturally by just looking at the environment. And that the reason to do that again is so that the viewer's eye goes right toward the most important part of the photo, and in this case, the new bride and groom. In the next photo, the same thing here. The tree is creating an oval frame around the subjects. The next one, there's a rectangular frame from the covered bridge. So it's almost as if you had a portrait and you're putting an actual frame on your photo and putting it on the wall. It's the same thing here, but the bridge is creating that frame. Your eyes go right to the silhouette of the couple holding hands in the center. This next one here is using the willow leaves, the leaves of the willow tree across the top. They're slightly out of focus, but it leads the viewer's eye down the photo right to the couple. In this photo, the couple is just about to kiss. Now the frame is off to the left and makes almost a C shape, but I like this in this instance because it's almost like you're peeking in on this moment. Instead of a traditional photo of the two of them kissing, it's off to the side. It's like you're peeking through the trees and looking at them. So it's a little more romantic, a little more creative. Here I'm outside, and there aren't a lot of trees for me to use for framing, but since I love framing, just by ducking down lower, I can use the tall grasses across the bottom to create that bottom border or frame. Here, the trees across the top. You can tell I absolutely love using the trees and the flowers and things in nature to create that frame. But you can also create frames inside with mirrors, and these are another one of my top favorite items to use for framing. Here, the freestanding mirror. You can even get photos where people don't know they're being photographed, but use, in this case, a perfect circle frame right around the bride looking out the window. And here, just a portion of the mirror is framing my subject, a little more creative. Door frames are great to use. So here we're using the stone building and the stairs, so it creates a nice rectangle around this awesome bride. But we can't leave out the groom. So here's the groom heading toward his bride. He hasn't seen her yet. This is part of a first look, which took place right near this covered bridge. I want to incorporate this in the photo. So I'm using that to frame him, and you see the motion of him walking right through the center. The ceremony itself, here I'm using the arch of that shepherd's hook, which was a decoration in their ceremony, so it's important to the story. And it's slightly out of focus, the flowers are out of focus, but if you look right through that shepherd's hook, your eye goes right to the couple reciting their vows. The archway of the building, creating that frame across the top and of course the bottom as well, but you look right toward that center and see their silhouette. Out in Boston, so using that archway. And finally, our last photo, happened to find a frog, and he's shooting the water in an arch. So just lining myself up so that they're right underneath that, framing them a little more creatively. Hopefully from these examples you can get the idea that framing is, number one, it's simple, two, it's fun, and it adds this really nice element to your photos. It's something that you can do whether you're using professional cameras like me, you can use iPads, you can use your own cell phone to get these photos. They're not difficult, so go ahead and try them wherever you are, and I think you're going to like what you see. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.